But on the other side of the supercar tracks, where exclusivity and luxury is part of the equation, is a company that is also shaking things up. From Sweden, the Koenigsegg burst on the scene with a 241-mile-per-hour run, making it the fastest street car in the world at that time. The company's mantra is efficiency and purity. The new CCX model has tight lines and an aggressive stance. These are extremely rare, and I traveled to Arizona to meet exotic automobile collector Doug Barchtel, who just took delivery of the first CCX in the U.S.
I'm Tanner.
Hi, Doug. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Doug.
you.
Yeah, thanks for having us out.
No problem.
How many people have been inside this car?
One friend that I gave a ride, and me, I believe, were the only two people. My wife hasn't even ridden in it yet.
Wow. How much horsepower?
I believe it to be 806.
Let's take a look at the Mother's Supercars exposed stats for the Koenigsegg CCX. The aluminum 4.7-liter V8 is handmade, and it features twin superchargers. The chassis is a monocoque construction out of carbon fiber, but the key here is that the CCX is very lightweight, weighing in at just over 2,600 pounds. Also, it meets the strictest emission standards in the world.
So it wouldn't be too much to ask if you'd let me drive it a little bit for our show.
Well, I went on the internet and saw you in action. And
Good.
I told them I wasn't really interested in donating my tires to your cause.
Perfectly understandable.
I've spent a good part of my life now as a professional driver, and now it seems like I spend most of my time talking people into letting me drive their cars for this show. I've got to come up with an idea to convince Doug that letting me drive his Koenigsegg is in the cards.
I know that you've got a dinner tonight.
Yep.
How would we make a deal? I will be happy to be your chauffeur for that benefit for the evening and drive you and your wife so that you can enjoy yourselves at that banquet in return for just letting me tool around the block a little bit.
I think we could probably work that out.
Done. Thank you, sir.
All right.
The things I do for the producers of this show. I gotta say, this is pretty cool. I'm behind the wheel and my foot is hard on the throttle of one of only 4 Koenigsegg CCXs in the country.
Strapping into this car right off the bat. It is a pretty amazing feeling machine. Transmission feels good as we're kind of cruising around city streets. However, once you get it out of the stability of the city streets, that's when you start to see the teeth of the Koenigsegg. I think I'd like to move in for a while.
Koenigsegg is an exciting example of a manufacturer who has raised the bar and has shaken up the status quo of the supercar world.